It's the end of December, which means it's quiz season. For the second of 3 Kingdom Hearts guessing games, we have a sequel to 2024's Sound Quiz. The rules are the same as last time. Given a 10-second clip of Kingdom Hearts audio, you have to identify which game it came from and what's going on. In each round, you can earn up to 4 points, one each for the correct game, player character, world, and enemy. For example, you might hear this clip. To score a full 4 points, you would need to tell me that the game is Kingdom Hearts, the player character is Sora, the world is the Dive to the Heart, and the enemy is either the Dark Side or Shadow. For that last one, you only need to name one of the enemies on screen, and I'll show any alternate accepted answers in parentheses. After the answers are revealed, I'll dissect the clip to share how I think you could have gotten the answer. With the rules set, let's begin.
We begin!
The beginner rounds should be relatively straightforward. The music and grunts are clear indicators that this is a Roxas vs. Axel fight in Kingdom Hearts 2. The sounds of the raging fire and the rapid dual-wielding Keyblade strikes were also good clues.
Number 2.
Donald!
If you know your boss battle music, then the game and enemy were immediately revealed as Riku Replica in Recom. Even if you didn't know the song, the card sound effects and grunts were big giveaways. The Donald summon lets us know that we're in Sora's campaign, not Reverse Rebirth, which means we have to be in Castle Oblivion. This is the third Riku Replica battle, if you were wondering.
Donald!
And a third.
Heal!
The battle theme places us in Halloween Town. The frequency of the Keyblade strikes is way faster than KH1 combat, so we have to be in KH2, which you could have also gotten from the item pickup sounds and the older Sora voice. If you listen closely, you can hear the graveyard pop out of its box and the Neo Shadow morph into the floor, but the enemies are a little trickier to get.
Heal!
Four now.
This is the Phantom Aqua fight in 0.2. We have nothing but Aqua voice lines, and the boss theme here is exclusively used for the Phantom Aqua battles. If you missed that, then the menu navigation sound effects could rule out Birth by Sleep, and the sound of a cartwheel at the beginning rules out the anti-Aqua battle in KH3.
Only 5.
Arabian Dream and Young Sora voice lines lead us to KH1 Agrabah. As for the opponent, the sound of attacks being deflected narrows down the pool to enemies that can block, and the wet splashing sound can only come from the Pot Scorpion's poison attack.
Normal.
The battle track Majestic Wings only plays for the Wargoyle fight, which narrows down the game, world, and enemy. To differentiate Sora and Riku's campaigns, you have to pay attention to the chain sound of the Wargoyle's attacks, which is unique to its grounded form. You can also hear the faint sound of Meow bounces.
Normal.
Rowdy Rumble in DS quality, coupled with Xigbar's voice lines and bullets, reveal Daze as the culprit. I understand if you jump to mission mode, but the sound of Roxas getting hit means that Xigbar has to be our opponent, not the player character. The only time this happens is Mission 61 in Olympus Coliseum.
Normal?
The song playing here is Tension Rising, Reaper's Revenge, which actually gives all 4 answers. Some extra clues were KH3 Sora's voice lines and the flower petal attack sound, but it really came down to the music on this one.
Normal.
This is the first Demyx fight in KH2. The splashing of the water clones was the main indicator. The fact that Tension Rising is playing and not the 13th Dilemma means that we can't be in Hollow Bastion or the Data rematch, so Olympus Coliseum it is.
Normal.
Bring it.
It's time to Rumble Race. The music and cacophony of sound effects are unique to the raceway, and you can hear voice lines from all of the relevant racers.
Bring it.
Proud of him.
Fightin' Away plays in a single-digit number of boss fights. There were a few ice projectiles that pointed towards the ruler of the sky, but you'd have pretty good odds if you just guessed. The effort noises belong to Riku, not Roxas, so this is in mission mode.
Proud of him.
Hearing a Pete fight set to Rowdy Rumble doesn't exactly narrow down the game, but there were a few clues. The lightning at the beginning is only in Pete's recoded moveset, the Keyblade hit sound was light and quick, and the audio is a bit compressed. This means we must be in recoded, and so the world must be Hollow Bastion, since the Pete refight in Castle Oblivion uses a different battle theme.
I'm proud.
Yeah.
The constant buzzing coupled with the escapade means that we can only be in the Bumble Buster minigame in KH2 Twilight Town. The sound of a single roll is all we get to differentiate Sora and Roxas's campaigns.
Yeah. Very proud.
Ventus's voice lines are pretty unmistakable here, as is the battle theme of Deep Space. If you were able to pick up on the strange battle noises and ambient sound of the glider, then the only place we could be is the ship exterior where only Glidewinders spawn.
I tried.
Take that! Gotcha!
This one was tricky. You can hear plenty of Aqua's attacks and the battle theme of the Land of Departure, but the player character is actually Terra. Aqua's attacks are happening too quickly. If she were the player character, the commands wouldn't have enough time to reload. Also, the low HP sound plays after one of Aqua's attacks hits, which means that the player must be the one hit by it. In the tutorial duels, you fight Aqua when you select Terra as your player character, which is the real answer.
Take that! Gotcha!
Critical.
The overwhelming number of sound effects and the card selection noise point to My Dear Little Dark Road as the origin of this clip. The song playing here is True Darkness, the de facto theme of the Upperclassmen. It only plays in a single boss fight, the one against Vali, Vala, and Vidar in Scala ad Caelum. The footage here is borrowed from Everglow, because as much as I love Dark Road, I wasn't going to play through the entire game from scratch just for a single boss fight.
Twice as difficult.
The Veil Lizard makes a distinctive sound when it turns invisible and has thumping footsteps. I offer a half point as consolation if you said the Lurk Lizard, since there's basically no auditory distinction. As for the character, there are 3 really short grunts that you can barely make out as Vexens.
A whole lot harder.
This is the Darkness of the Unknown boss stage in Melody of Memory. The sound effect of the Wonderful Guard and the missed notes at the end of the clip help distinguish it from the KH2 Xemnas battle. Right at the beginning, you can hear the sound of a barrier reflecting one of Xemnas' lasers. In Melmem, the only character with a barrier block is Riku. Also, the voices being in Japanese wasn't an intentional trick. I forgot that my only good save file was set to the JP version and was too lazy to find my English copy.
Challenges.
The sounds of the bullets and dodges identify this clip as a Gummy Ship segment. The track playing here, after Image, is unique to the Schwarzgeist's monitor, though I would accept just Schwarzgeist as the answer.
Almost there.
You really thought I wouldn't include back cover? Anything's possible at this point. The choreographed voices and sound effects means that we're in a cutscene, and if you're able to recognize the foreteller's grunts, then good on you. Knight of Fate was also a bit of a clue, but given how frequently it's used across the series, your mileage may vary. Also, there's not really a player character, so you can consider that a free point.
So unfair.
I have absolutely no idea why Vim and Vigor plays for this Unversed Mission minigame, but it makes for a hard clip to pin down. The voice lines can help us identify Ventus, which means that this must be Birth by Sleep. Right at the end, you can hear the dinging sound for a correct guess. There's also a failure sound earlier on, which point towards some sort of minigame. If you got the full answer though, I'm impressed.
That's impossible.
Did you know that this is the only time Shrouding Dark Cloud plays in Dream Drop Distance? I find it a very forgettable moment, but the stomping feet of the Tyranto Rex should help narrow it down. This time, the Japanese audio was an intentional choice to make it more difficult, but Sora's voice is still pretty unmistakable.
Most cruel.
The splashing of Sora's footsteps are pretty striking in this clip, but figuring out the rest is tricky. Sora's voice and the brief sound of the shotlock scope should lead us to Kingdom Hearts 3, but the only time Knight of Fate plays during the story is the mob fight outside of the old mansion, which wouldn't fit with the watery footsteps. This is, in fact, the combat tutorial, only accessible through the main menu, which uses Knight of Fate and takes place in the final world. Shout out to Timoram's beautiful KH3 and VCast mashup arrangement for teaching me about the tutorials.
One more.
This clip is from Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, may it rest in peace, borrowed from Dive Heart's beta test footage. That fun song you hear is the battle theme of Scala ad Caelum, which was the biggest hint, though I imagine most people wouldn't recognize it. The only other clue came from the voice lines, but if you aren't familiar with the Japanese VAs, then identifying the Missing Link player would also be tricky. For the enemies, Missing Link had a real bloated journal with tons of heartless variants, but the Bizarre Archer could be identified by the sound of a bow and arrow being fired at the start of the clip.
End of the road.
Our final clip comes from Kingdom Hearts Mobile, specifically Kingdom Hearts Rhythm Parade. The MIDI rendition of Hand in Hand, coupled with the percussive sound effects, were the indicators, and as a reminder, I translated this minigame and 7 others into English, which you can play for free at any time. The character is the player's avatar, and I'll also accept Sora, which is the costume I used. What makes this extra tricky is the world. For some strange reason, Hand in Hand was assigned to Radiant Garden with the Gullwings, despite the song never playing there in the mainline games. Just like last time, there's a bonus round. Each clip was introduced with a snippet of dialogue, and you need to identify which Kingdom Hearts character is speaking in each. I won't reveal the answers here, so place your guesses below, and I'll see you soon for some more trivia.